one of the biggest questions we get is somebody coming in saying, do you have this book? Like, for example, someone will come in and say, do you have a copy of the 5 Love Languages? A lot of times that's an open door into doing one thing that is very important at the bookstore. It is to build relationships, make that connection, make a huge church feel small. So you'd be like, oh, sounds like a great book, how'd you hear about it? Or, stuff like that. You can kind of open up some conversation with them. But to look it up, I know specifically at the Peoria store, we get asked so often. I actually have a computer set aside. So you guys would just go over to that other computer, because we're busy enough where I don't want you to hold up a point of sale looking up a book when someone else can step in and then keep ringing people up. And plus we have that swivel computer, and we can kind of move the screen over and be talking with them a little more. But for all the other stores where you only have one computer, you are going to be able to run program is on the upper left hand corner here, okay? And it's going to say enter program name. You're going to type in IVI. That's just our inventory lookup program. So then you hit enter, and if it comes up with a screen like enter a code or something, it's BOLO, and it's B as in boy, OLO, BOLO. And so now you've got 4 different ways to look up a book. And in addition, you can use catalog. One thing, besides asking for a specific title, they'll say, do you have any books like, let's say, on homosexuality or, addiction or whatever. And catalog is something we've started doing as well, to help specific categories. So catalog, we're just using it a little different than it's intended. So I would type in, I don't know, let's try addiction, and then hit F5 or click the search button. Now, anything that has addiction in the catalog area is a book that we would recommend. Now, you can see this top one that's highlighted, Freedom from Addiction, Do Not Use. It's got a new ISBN, okay, but you can at least tell them about the book. And we do happen to have 2 on hand, and it's in the personal growth area, and the artist or author is Anderson. But you can see that this one's out of print. See how I'm highlighting? Helping Others Overcome Addictions. Steve McVeigh, we have 3 in hand, and the personal growth area. Getting to Know, we have 2 by Lutzer, however you say that, personal growth. So that's one way to look up a book if it's got like a topic. And I'm going to hit escape, and I'm going to delete this out, because then another way you can do it, the DESC, the description, this is a frustrating one to look up with, because you have to have the title exactly. So let's say I type in the 5 love languages, okay, and hit search. Nothing's coming up. But you see how they all have the in the beginning. So this one here is the very first word of the title, and if you don't have that exactly, you're going to not find the book, which is very frustrating. So the rule of thumb in the book lookup using this top one is less is more. So you see how I just changed it? 5 love. All right, I'm going to hit search. 5 love languages for singles. That's all that came up. Oops, I did not mean to do that, so I'm hitting escape. So, yeah, that's all we have, and that's an audio nonfiction book. Okay, something's wrong. So I'm going to hit escape. So see how I said it has to absolutely match? I changed it to the number 5. There we go. So you see how very, very limiting this is. You have to be exact. I don't like this search function because of that, so I'm going to hit delete. I'm going to go to keyword. Now, keyword still has to do with the title, but it's any word of any order, and it's only one word. I mean, so if I wanted, I could type, love. Let's type love, search. So it's going to be, anywhere in association with that book. So that's going to be too broad of a search. I guess if you double click, it takes you to the IVM. That's weird. Okay, so I'm going to hit here. Maybe I'll type languages, if I can type. So now you're getting a little closer. And during all of this, don't freak out if they're staring at you or whatever. It's okay. Just talk to them about it, saying, okay, I'm having trouble finding it. The computer's picky. Yada yada. But just be interacting with them, and it'll be fine. They don't mind waiting. And when in doubt, I would say, hey, you know what? Let me look for it. Are you heading over to service, or are you going to grab some coffee? Let me look for a while so you're not just standing here if you have someplace to go. Some people are like, oh yeah, I'll just come back after service, or I'm going to go grab coffee. Just keep looking for it and finding some books that might apply, or just getting them an answer. If you know the author, just type the last name. Don't type the last name, comma, first name. Just, again, less is more. So I typed in Chapman. What comes up with Chapman? Give me anything, all right? It could be the artist. Okay, here's Gary. We have Mary Beth, Stephen Curtis. So this way you get to kind of just scroll down. You can use your arrows. Whatever one is highlighted, okay, that's the one that's going to give you the information down here. All right, so this one we have 2 copies of 10 Ways to Prepare Your Daughter for Life in the family section by Annie Chapman. So some people may come in and say, I don't know the title. I think the author is such and such. So you have to get a little bit creative, but don't be scared of it. There's also, let's see, I'm going to switch to the internet, see if this works on the recording here. What we use is Spring Arbor. See how I'm clicking iPage? And then this is in Peoria. I hit login and it automatically populates. This is actually where I do my ordering. So if someone says I want a copy of the 5 Love Languages, see how it starts, like auto-filling? Just type it, hit enter. You're going to be able to scroll for pages and find something. And this is when I usually swivel my computer, if I'm on the other computer, and start looking at pictures of covers and stuff. But another way to narrow it is to go to Chapman, and then now it's just all of Gary Chapman's books. And then you can scroll together and you could be like, hey, is this the book? Here, look at the cover with me. This tells me that in Oregon, this is our primary warehouse, they have 427 copies. And you'd be able to say, you know what? Awesome. I can order you a book, because if I don't have it on my shelf, I can order it to you and it'll be in within about a week or so. And then you would fill out the special order sheet and notify, if you're one of the sites off-site from Peoria, you would put that then on your closing worksheet that you fill out on Sunday, saying, hey, I need a copy of 5 Love Languages for a special order. So I know to get that ordered and out to you in the next blue bin. So you can also then highlight and then copy that, and then actually go back to your search screen and paste that into the item number. That I use that a ton. So I'm going to hit search, and that exact book with that exact ISBN is going to show up, and it'll tell us we have 2, and it's in the marriage section. So I often use these 2 together to get the exact book to see, because sometimes this search feature is not very good.